Duelist of the Honor Crown by Drakey C. Chapter 13. For Darkness Within versus Rarity, Part 1. Twilight took a breath and reached to the table. She slowly gathered her cards up and slotted her duel disc. Then looked at the other cards set aside with purple linings and did the same for them, placing them in her desk as her deck compartment. This is it. By the time the day ends, the odds are good one of us will be doing Sunset Shimmer. She eaten her breakfast with Fluttershy's family, gone to the backyard to face her 2 practice duels. While she had won both times, Twilight privately considered them a failure. She spent her duration trying to summon her magic to augment her deck, and failed. If I can master this magic, I have a much better chance of fading Sunset Shimmer. If she really is using such her magic, there may not be much of a choice in the matter. Twilight considered how her victory over Citizen Snails and her Translate Snake had broken Sunset's influence over them. Is there a way to use my magic to cancel out sunsets? Kara magic may not work in this world like it does in Equestria. Twilight? The girl raised her head to see Fluttershy in the doorway of the room. It's time to go. Right. Twilight stood up and looked down to see Spike jump from the sofa and nod at her. Just give me a minute. Okay. I'll start your car. Fluttershy laughed. Twilight waited until she heard the door open and close. Spike. Twilight squatted down to talk to him. If one of my friends duels Sunset today, she'll probably use her magic against him.
Yeah, Spike frowned. He's probably got way more control over it than you do.
I know, Twilight sighed. We may need to tell them about, everything.
You mean the element in Equestria? Spike raised an eyebrow. Think they'll believe you?
Maybe. Sunset said there is magic in this world.
Sure, but magic is one thing. Do you really think they'll believe you and Sunset are from another dimension where you two are talking magical unicorns and the crown for the tournament is actually an ancient magical artifact used to weaponize the power of friendship against the sword monsters that regularly try to take over the world?
Twilight rolled her eyes. Well, when you put it like that, it sounds ridiculous.
Any more ridiculous than Sunset Shimmer using equestrian magic to get an unfair advantage in a children's card game?
Fair enough on that point. Twilight reached up and rubbed her head. Wish we knew more about what this magic of ours can even do. Sunset seems to think my element of magic can enhance her powers. But why bother? She already runs the school with the powers the way they are.
I don't know, Spike shook his head. But we can keep her from getting her friends on it. We don't have to worry about that, right?
I guess so. Twilight looked down at her deck and breathed deeply. I have to trust in my deck. It's supposed to reflect my heart, right? My heart is telling me no matter what happens, we can beat Sunset Shimmer.
You got that right,
Spike barked happily, his tail wagging. She nodded firmly, lowered her arms. Let's not delay any longer. We have a tournament to win. As Fluttershy pulled up into the parking lot, Twilight finally dared to open her eyes when she felt the vehicle slow to a stop. Across the school, she saw even more students than yesterday crowding the entrance. Twilight pursed her lip as she climbed out of the car and let Spike jump out before closing her door. I would think the first round would get a better turnout. So far, our students are actually competing, Fluttershy explained, locking the car. Now it's the top 8. Pretty much everyone in the school is here to see who's going to be their next champion. Makes sense. Twilight looked at the doors of the school. I'm going to check in. See if you can find the others? Sure. Twilight stepped towards the crowd, preparing to push her way through. To her surprise, though, the nearest students turned to see who was approaching, and quickly parted for her. Like ripples in the water, she heard whispers from her point of entry. More students were turning to look at her and stepping aside to let her through. Twilight blushed and waved. Excuse me. She carefully stepped through the crowd, trying to avoid eye contact with anyone. Not an easy task with most of them watching her.
You can do it, Twilight!
She paused at the excited declaration somewhere in the crowd. You could kick Sunset Shimmer's butt. Several murmured agreements came from the rest of the crowd. Twilight saw movement. One student came up to her, leaned into her, and raised their phone in the air to them. Twilight saw their finger move and the phone's light flashed. Click! Thanks for the selfie, Twilight! The figure vanished back into the crowd before Twilight can even get a good look at him. Well, this is a far bit more attention than I'm used to. Twilight continued to weave her way to the front of the school. Soon enough, the crowd had parted to show the doors. Rainbow Dash and Applejack were sitting on the steps looking up to her.
Got you kind of close. The matchups are announced in 5 minutes, Rainbow said. Ready for this?
Yes. Twilight held out her fists.
We stand united, right?
You got that right.
Applejack and Rainbow put their fists with hers, and the 3 withdrew as one. Twilight smiled at her friends and stepped up to the doors. She pulled them open and headed inside. Now familiar versions of human Celestia and Luna looked up at her. Welcome, Twilight. Celestia nodded and smiled. I see you've been doing rather well for your introductory tournament. I've done my best. Twilight nodded, reached into her duel disc to withdraw her deck. She held it out to Luna, who set it into the deck sorter. Twilight waited to see if Luna's system detected anything abnormal about her cards. Will it remember what my friends can't? That I definitely have cards in it I didn't yesterday? The computer beeped, but Luna nodded. You've made some changes since yesterday, I see. Yes? Very well. Any extra deck to register? Twilight let out breath. Yes. She held out her fusion cards. Luna took them without reaction and put them into the sorter. Registration complete. Same rules as yesterday apply to using unregistered cards. I know. Like it matters at this point. Twilight took her deck and headed to outside. At the top of the stairs, she looked through the crowd. A girl in a yellow t-shirt with blue jeans sat on the steps, a blue-yellow disc on her arm. Twilight looked down from her two-tone orange hair and saw a tattoo of a flaming pair of wings on her bicep. Spitfire? The next finalist was a girl with blue-gray skin and a dark gray hooded sweatshirt and yellow shorts. Her eyes widened as she looked around and excitedly chatted with the students from the school. No idea who that is, though. One sentry was at the front of the crowd, too, talking with some of the students in a more reserved manner. At the end of the stairs, Twilight finally found Sunset Shimmer, leaning against one of the support pillars. She held her head low and arms crossed, her eyes trained on the ground. She didn't acknowledge Twilight's presence. Twilight watched her for a time. Should I confront her? No, nothing good can come out of that. She doesn't know the odds are against her. Counting fast, it's 5-on-1 and... Twilight paused and looked around. Where's Rarity?
Don't know.
Rainbow held up her cards.
Haven't seen her yet, but she's registered. We asked Vice Principal Luna, and Rarity said she checked in.
Sleepbell ain't here either. Applejack shook her head. She called Apple Bloom, said Rarity left her at home. Pinky went with the youngest to pick her up.
Right. Twilight looked at the crowd. Why would Rarity be late? A tone sounded from the loudspeakers as the crowd fell silent. Students, welcome to the finals of the Autumn Crown Tournament. The crowd cheered as Celestia paused. You've all dueled long and hard, and there are only 3 rounds left before we crown a winner. In those 3 duels, one of our finalists will be the new Autumn Crown champion, receiving a special seat on the student council, free admissions and discounts to school events, and other privileges in recognition of their well-fought victory. In each round, the opponents will be randomly chosen. I say randomly chosen, but we know that's a lie. They'll be chosen in accordance to the plot. Which means Sunset will be last, then either Rainbow or Applejack next, and whoever Twilight's facing off against the quarterfinals. The quarterfinal matches will take place simultaneously around the school, while the semifinals and finals will occur consecutively, so that all may enjoy seeing the best of the best without missing a play. Now it's time to announce the matchup for the finals. A holographic mirror mounted on the Wonder Cold statue on the grounds lit up, projected the same image multiple times on the school walls. 8 squares showing the portraits of the finalists surround the central CHS emblem. Twilight groaned at the portrait as he recoiled from Pinky's unfamiliar camera phone. The portraits began to shuffle, flitting too fast to distinct persons. Twilight bit her lip. This is it. She turned her head to see Sunset Shimmer, watching another wall with a projectile on it. Wonder if she's secretly as tense as I am over this. The portrait stopped and flashed the colored pairs. The matchup chosen. Twilight gasped. If we have our final duels, Rainbow Dash will face Spitfire Slipstream. Rainbow turned her head to Spitfire, and the two shared a nod. Flash Sentry will face Chocolate Apple. Oh, shucks. Applejack crossed her arms. Guess this one ally we can't rely on either way. Sunset Shimmer will face Gabriella Black. Twilight saw the chattering duelist in the crowd peel, and gulp as Sunset stood and looked down at her. And Twilight Sparkle will face Verity Bell. Twilight looked for Rarity, but no sign of her. Duelist! Please report to your designated dueling fields within 30 minutes. Let the quarterfinals begin! Twilight looked at the time display on her duel disc. 2 minutes. It was like Trixie. Rarity was taking her time arriving at the duel field. The eastern side of the school adjacent to the road. Sunset Duel was in the parking lot, and Rainbow's was in the front lot, and the Applejack's duel with Flash was in the rear soccer fields. I get beer. This would be easy, though I hate to say it. I've been here before, and that was without my new cards and improved knowledge of dueling. She felt a paw on her leg and knelt down. Spike? Go easy on her, Spike whispered. Twilight smelled from Ruffles' head. I'll try. But when it comes down to it, I have to win. Especially if Sunset is using magic. I stand the best chance of beating her out among us.
I know, but still.
Spike Whipper sat down. Twilight looked up at the familiar figure walking through the parted crowd in front of her. There she is. She sort of smiled. Here we go, Rarity. I know we're friends, but I'm not going to hold back, and I don't want you to either. Across the field, Rarity was silent. Her stern eyes narrow. She raised her dual disc and reached down to activate it.
Let's get this over with.
Twilight blinked. Didn't have time to process properly before her dual disc beat. Opponent detected. Streaming data. The display of her blank duel fields flashed in the field. Duel mode set. Initiating. Commence duel. She took a breath and reached to the button on her dual disc to accept the challenge. I'm sorry, Rarity. So I pressed her button, fingers down. Rarity's eyes narrowed, her lips parted in a whisper. You will be.
Game start!
Think! Twilight life points. 800. 8,000. Rarity life points. 8,000. Rarity's portrait lit up on Twilight's display. Opponent takes first turn. Rarity's 6 cards ejected from her dual disc. She picked them up and fanned them out. She looked at one card and placed it on her dual disc.
I summon Crystal Beast, Emerald Tortoise in defense mode.
Large green and blue tortoise with a shell of massive green gems rose in front of Rarity, and a portrait of a green light. Attack points 600. Defense points 2,000.
I activate the continuous spell card, Crystal Tree.
Rarity slid her card into her dual disc as she kept her eyes on Twilight. A tree composed of pale white crystal spread behind Rarity's red fences.
I sit down 2 cards and end my turn.
Twilight frowned at her deck and ejected her card for her turn. What's gotten into her?
I draw.
Twilight looked at her new card and then her hand.
I summon Harmony Spirit PHS and equip it with the Harmony spell Harmony Crown.
The winged blue fairy appeared in several blue sparkles on Twilight's field. Attack points 1,600. Defense points 800. It lit up in pink light as a golden spiral crown manifested in his head.
Harmony Crown grants Pietas an additional 800 attack points.
Twilight pointed across the field.
Pietas, attack Emerald Tortoise!
Pietas, attack points 1,600, now 2,400. Flew across the field and raised its fists, glowing with pink magic. Punched Emerald Tortoise in the head and sent it flying back.
I activate the ability of Emerald Tortoise and place it in my spell and trap zone as a continuous spell card.
Rarity moved her card on her dual disc, as the hologram of our monster was encased in a cocoon of green crystal.
I activate an effect of my own. When a monster equipped with Harmony Crown destroys a monster in battle, I can add any Harmony Spirit from my deck to my hand.
Twilight held the card out.
I add Harmony Spirit Candace, but she won't be here for long. I discard Candace to activate her effect, summoning a Harmony Spirit from my deck. I summon Harmony Spirit Gracia in defense mode.
A swarm of fireflies heralded the arrival of Twilight's monsters who rose to the field. Attack points 900. Defense points 1,800.
And since I discarded a Harmony Spirit monster, the effect of Pietas activates too. Letting it attack twice this turn. Pietas, defense attack!
Pietas flew up in front of Rarity and punched, sending a ripple of effect over her. Rarity merely narrowed her eyes as the truck struck.
Dink!
Rarity life points 5,600. I end my turn. Twilight lowered her dual disc and smiled.
Good luck, Rarity!
The crowd booed at his sentiment, but Twilight ignored them. Rarity scowled as she drew and held out her card.
I summon Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus!
Blue light shone on Rarity's field as a white-winged horse galloped out of the portal, blue gems gleaming on its wings. Attack points 1,800. Defense points 1,200.
I activate Pegasus' effect, letting me place a Crystal Beast monster from my deck to play as a continuous spell card. I choose Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle.
A brown and white bird with a gem-encrusted collar appeared behind Rarity's monster and raised its wings to cover itself as it was enveloped in a dark blue crystal.
I activate the spell card, Rare Value, allowing you to send any crystallized beast to my graveyard, and I can draw 2 cards.
She put her hand on her hip and waved a hand at the 2 gems in front of her.
Twilight nodded. I choose Cobalt Eagle. Very well.
The gem and eagle inside it dissolved into gem dust as Rarity drew her cards.
Next, I activate the truck card, Crystal Drakey. By sending my Crystal Emerald Tortoise to the graveyard, I destroy Harmony Spirit Pietas!
The Emerald Tortoise's crystal lit up and crackled with lightning, electricity focusing into an orb and firing across the field. Twilight looked away as the orb hit Pietas, and a monster exploded in a spray of sparks. Rarity crossed her arms.
I end my turn.
Something's wrong. Twilight looked down at her hand. She drew her card. Then lowered to her Duelist display.
She's just playing her cards, but not saying anything else. She's getting rid of her crystallized monsters as fast as she can get them to play. She relied on getting lost at them to use her better cards. Is she trying a different strategy?
Twilight bit her lip.
Or is she trying to throw the duel to make sure I win? That's why she doesn't seem to win into the duel.
So he wasn't sure if he found the thought heartwarming or insulting. Twilight reached to her hand.
I summon Holy Spirit Honestus!
Next to Twilight, an orange wave of light signaled the appearance of the fairy. His blonde hair flowing up behind it. Attack points, 1800. Defense points, 300.
Then from my hand, I discard Holy Spirit Magnanimity to activate its effect.
The top card of Twilight's deck struck out, and she flipped it over.
It's a spell card. Holy Fusion! I add it to my hand, but I can't activate it until next turn.
The crowd cheers. Twilight added her card to her hand and looked down at it.
This won't be like last time. If she pulls the same moves before, I'll be ready, but...
She looked back up at Rarity, see her glaring at Twilight. Arms folded.
I can't even be sure what she's doing. For now, I activate Hanis's ability. Increases attack by 500 for this turn. Then, I switch Gracie into attack mode.
Twilight nodded.
Hanistus, attack Sapphire Pegasus!
Hanistus, attack points 1800, now 2300. Ran across the field and delivered a kick to Rarity's monster. The force sent flying back and lay in front of her. A blue crystal rose over solidified.
Next, Gracia, direct attack!
Gracia held up her hands and beat a gust of wind with her wings. The gale grazed across the field. Rarity simply narrowed her eyes as the holographic attack reached her. Dink! Rarity life points, 4200.
I end my turn.
Twilight sighed.
She's down to half her life points in just 2 turns. This rate, even if she is playing the long game, she's at a huge disadvantage. My turn.
Rarity drew and reached to her duel desk.
I activate the effect of Crystal Tree. Each time a crystal face has been placed in the field on a spell card, Crystal Tree had gained its crystal encounter. Now, by sending the Crystal Tree to the graveyard, I can place a Crystal Beast in the spell trap zone for every crystal counter it had.
Rarity tapped her desk display. I crystallized 3 Crystal Beasts. Thus, I can place 3 more. Her cards ejected as she fanned about, placing her to duel disc slots one by one.
I play Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger, Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth, and Crystal Beast Gloomy Carbuncle.
Twilight gases the 3 colored gems, condensed in line with Sapphire Pegasus above Rarity. Colored yellow, orange, and red.
That's why she got rid of her other monsters. She didn't even need them. The next, I played the spell card, Crystal Promise. This lets me release one of my crystal monsters and summon it onto the field.
The gemstone in front of Rarity lit up and cracked apart.
I call Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle in defense mode.
The ruby shared. A familiar lavender-pale-like cat sat on the field. Ruby sat on his forehead and the end of his tail. Attack points 300. Defense points 300.
Here we go.
Twilight gritted her teeth intense.
Now that Ruby Carbuncle has been summoned, its effect activates. Let me summon all my crystal beasts in my spinner trap zone. Go! Ruby Light!
Rarity flung out her hand. Ruby Carbuncle raised its tail. Rays of red light shone out from it. The other 3 gemstones glowed and shattered. Sapphire Pegasus flew out alongside a mammoth with an orange topaz on his forehead and a white tiger with yellow gems on his back.
I summon Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger,
16 attack points.
Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth,
attack points 1700.
And Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus.
The crowd began to cheer again as Rarity's 3 monsters lined up in front of her. She smirked and researched her duel disc again.
Since Sapphire Pegasus has been summoned again, I place Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat in my spinner trap zone.
She pointed across the field.
And now, time to rid myself of those ominous eyesores.
Twilight recoiled.
She's getting into it, but not like I expected. Tempest Tiger, destroy Hanistus!
Tempest Tiger roared and began to run across the field.
When Tempest Tiger bows, he gains 400 attack points, enough to overpower your infested spirit.
The tiger, attack points 1600, now 2000, left and extended his claws.
I activate from my hand, Holy Spirit Venetus!
An orange fairy with purple hair prime in front of Twilight and beat up a tornado surrounding it.
By discarding Ventus, I revive my Harmony Spirit Pietas.
The tornado to space, to reveal Pietas standing tall.
And that's not all. Discarding Ventus activates the effect of Gracia, preventing my Harmony Spirits from being destroyed and bound this turn.
Gracia held up his hands. A wisp of yellow light flowed out from his palms. Hanistus lit up in a pale yellow aura. It caught Topaz's tiger claw in his hands, pushing the cat back. Rarity snorted.
Fine. Instead of Thomas getting life points. Sapphire Pegasus, Upper Mammoth, punish that annoying defender!
The two crystal beasts flew and stomped across the field towards Gracia. Sapphire Pegasus made a flying tackle while Amber Mammoth struck with his trunk. Gracia was thrown to the air, flapped his wings, landed safely. Twilight life points, 6100. Dink! I stepped one called and ended my turn. Twilight frowned. Why is he so mean and vicious? Her eyes widened. No, she couldn't have. Twilight took a breath. I had to end this duel as quick as I can. She drew a nod, then looked at Rarity. I activate Hurry Fusion! The crowd began to cheer again as Twilight held up her card. I fused Pietas and Gracia to fusion summon Hurry Spirit Pietas Fullman! A pillar of light shot from the clouds to reveal Twilight's monster, clad in a blue uniform with boots and gloves. Her hands crackled with lightning in tandem with a ring of storm clouds floating around her as she stood up. Attack points 2300, defense points 1500. I activate the effect of Harmony Fusion in the graveyard, and summon Gracie onto the attack, and return Harmony Fusion to my hand. Twilight held the card. Then I activate Harmony Fusion once more, using Harmony Spirit Draco in my hand, while Anissus in my field. A flurry of leaves flung over front of Twilight, whirling away to reveal a muscular orange fairy on a red dress, with a gruff of tree branches on her backs, and vines winding her arms. I fusion summon Harmony Spirit Anissus Silva! Attack points 2500, defense points 800. Twilight nodded. Since I discarded Draco from my hand during the fusion summon, the effect of Pietas is triggered. Now I can attack all your monsters on the side of the field this turn! The crowd roared as Pietas Fullman lit up in blue light. Finally, I activate the effect of Fences in my graveyard. Shuffle into the deck to increase the attack Pietas Fullman by 800! Now Pietas Fullman, attack! The fairy, attack points 2300, now 3100, held in his hands and sprayed lightning bolts across the field. I activate my face-down card to trap Rainbow Path! A barrier of rainbow energy shimmered in place around the Amber Mammoth. By the effect of Amber Mammoth, I can force you to attack it first. Then my trap negates the attack by sending crystallized evidence to the graveyard! Pietas lightning fizzled out against the barrier. Further, I can add a monster card from my deck into my hand. Rarity's card tilted to her waning fingers inside your deck. Twilight nodded. Now have Anissus Silva clear the way first. Attack! Amber Mammoth! Anissus Silva sprinted across the field, slammed her shoulder into a mammoth, sending it rearing up and falling over. With your mammoth gone, Pietas Fullman can wipe out your other monsters. Pietas Fullman fired another blast of lightning. Rarity watched as her monsters lit up and were thrown back. Dink! Rarity life points, 600. Rarity gathered her cards from her dual disc. I choose not to activate the crystallizing effect of my crystal beasts. They are destroyed and sent to the graveyard. The class monster shouted to pixelated shards and faded away. But why would she do that? Twilight looked at her display. She has nothing left now. Her field's entirely empty. I ended my turn. You suck, Rarity! Rarity scowled at the anonymous call for the crowd. Several towers of boos agreement. Ooh, go back to sewing. Shut up, you ignorant cretins! Rarity snapped, whipped her head around to glare at the crowd. Enough! Rarity turned back to Twilight. She said, What's gotten into you? What's gotten to me? Rarity gnashed her teeth. I was about to steal my victory. Undiscarded monster foils it for me. Well, this duel isn't over yet. Not as long as I still have life points. I'll like the field of every last one of those pathetic fairies you call monsters. Why are you talking like that? Twilight shook her head. We agreed it doesn't matter which one of us wins, as long as the best duels advances. Don't give me that tripe, Rarity sneered. I joined this tournament to prove I am the best, and crush Sunset Shimmer. It's not going to happen losing to some nobody new student. How can you say that? Twilight peered closer, watching her eyes. We all agreed to fight for the same cause, united. You're friends, Rarity. Remember? Yes, I remember the insults, the defeats. Well, not anymore. Rarity put her hand on her deck. I got this far on my own without any of you to help me. I don't need friends. I have all that I need right here. She lifted her card and flung her arm out to draw in the air. Gust of wind awakened her arm. She turned the card over and eyes widened. At last, she whispered. She drew her arm back. On her other arm, the field spell slot on a dual disc snapped open. Vortex of dark light began to swirl around Rarity's feet. Twilight gasped sharply as he felt a pulse in the air. What's happening? I have to fake this field spell. It's on stock! Rarity brought her arm down and slid the card into a dual disc. The car lit up into a tray, and a shimmer of red light washed over the length of the device. Verity's feet, the dark vortex lit up, began to glow, snapping and crackling. In its wake, a deep purple mist covered the ground, expanding the circle. The barrier passed Twilight as he cried out and then knocked it on the ground. Twilight! Spike howled as the barrier reached him, flinging him back. The circle now large enough to fully encompass the duel. It flashed and stopped an expansion. Twilight rolled onto her stomach and looked out. A dark maze obscured her vision, but she could see Spike being picked up by Fluttershy. Twilight saw the barrier's end in front of her. He was pushing a tide of shining darkness. This is no hologram. She reached out her hand. The barrier sparked her touch, and she sharply pulled back. Magic! At once familiar and unfamiliar, twisted and dark, she pushed herself to her feet and turned. The field was now blanketed in a cloying purple fog that rolled against the edges of the barrier. Twilight raised her eyes from the ground at her opponent. Verity! On the other end of the field, Verity had a manic glare in her face. An aura of shadow surrounded her body. Skin and clothing turned into a darker color. Her eyes were lit up with blue magic, and her hair was a shimmering, glowing mass of dark blue and purple, light shining in the strands as they waved behind her. Diamonds on her outfit lit up and turned black and silver. Rarity's voice echoed as he spoke. As long as my field spell is in play now, all crystal beast monsters on the graveyard and the field are treated as dark attribute. She reached her hand and took a hold of a card. Yes, I have everything in place for this. She thrust her card in the air, and an orb of dark magic appeared over it. 7 small orbs of light emerged from Rarity's duel disc and swirled up to her hand. Ruby Calmbuncle, Amber Mammoth, Topaz Tiger, Emerald Tortoise, Sapphire Pegasus, Cobalt Eagle, Mammothus Cat. I banish 7 dark monsters of different needs in my graveyard to call forth my ultimate beast! The orb flashed sharp into the clouds. Thunder rumbled and lightning flashed within them. Twilight took a step back and watched as the massive shadow form lowered out of the clouds. A long, serpentine body slithered up into the air, leading up into an indistinct shielded form. A flash of lightning, Twilight saw they were a pair of crossed wings. The wings snapped down to the air as the creature's body lit up. The monster was a dragon, pitch black with gold linings on its wings and body. Gemstones in 7 colors were embedded in the scales, 7 line leading up to its head. Large set jaws and 4 red eyes glaring out from a golden helmet, crusted with swept-back horns. Its wings, large and covered in black feathers, flat as the dragon, lowered behind Rarity. Twilight's jaws hung open as Rarity laughed, eyes blazing with light. I special summon Rainbow Dark Dragon! Attack points, 4,000. Part 2. Twilight life points, 6,100. Rarity life points, 600. The shadow form of Rarity's Rainbow Dark Dragon blotted out the sun as Twilight looked up at it. That thing is gigantic! Makes my monsters look like ants! Rarity, her dark aura intensifying, sneered and pumped her fists, wisps of blue magic coming from her eyes. My Rainbow Dark Dragon is the most powerful creature on my deck. There's nothing you can do to stop me now. Twilight turned her attention to the dragon, to its master. There will be. I will find a way to destroy it. I doubt that, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's still my turn. Ha 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 ha! Rarity laughed and flung her hand out. Rainbow Dark Dragon, attack Harmony Spirit, Hanisa Silva, Rainbow Shadow Flare! The gemstones on the scales of Rainbow Dark Dragon lit up, as then streams of colored magic through the air to the beast's horns. It opened its mouth and an orb of black energy began to form. Crackling and flashing, it snapped its head down and fired a stream of dark fire. Shockwaves of 7-colored light in the air in its wake. Twilight raised her arms as the attack careened towards her. I'll sacrifice Dandelion to Lone Fire Blossom to summon any plant monster from my deck! Applejack tapped into her dual disc, and her target ejected. I'll summon... Ugh! She stopped and cried out, stumbling backward and falling to one knee. Flash frowned. Applejack! Applejack put her hand to her chest and winced. Pain shot through her body and from her heart. What the heck was that? She looked down and saw smoke rising from her hand to the ground. Looking between her arms, Twilight saw Hanisa Silva explode. The scorched remains of its clothing flying by its head and dissolving away. Think! Twilight life points, 4,600. Such power.
Twilight lowered her arms. With Hynesis Silva destroyed, I activate its effect to revive the original Hynesis from my graveyard. She reached her duel desk, when sparks flew out from her graveyard slot.
Afraid not.
Verity wagged her finger.
The dark magics of Advanced Dark infuses Fabled Dark Dragon with the power to negate the offense of any monster attacks, so your spirit will be staying in the discard pile where it belongs. As for me, I set one card and end my turn.
Verity's face-down card materialized in a nebulous swarm of shadows. Twilight drew looked over the field. The dark aura around Rarity was a familiar power, only twisted and corrupted.
Sunset Shimmer got to her now. I have to beat her and break the magic controlling her.
Twilight looked over her shoulder, saw Fluttershy and Spike at the edge of the barrier.
Can they see this? Does Fluttershy realize what's at stake?
Twilight could hear sounds from beyond the barrier. They were muted, indistinct.
Come now, dear!
Rarity's voice brought Twilight's attention back to her.
My dragon isn't going to wait forever.
Fine! Twilight held out her darn crowd. I activate Harmony Fruit! I use it to return Harmony Spirit to Kinesis and Hynesis from my graveyard to my hand. Then, I activate the effect of Harmony Fusion in the graveyard. And return Harmony Spirit Hynesis Silva to the deck, then Harmony Fusion back to my hand! Twilight picked up her cards from her duel disk and held out her spell.
This should seem familiar.
I activate Harmony Fusion! Infuse Hynesis with Harmony Spirit Resius in my hand. Return! Harmony Spirit Hynesis Silva! The musical orange fairy exploded to light. Twilight's field is orange of orange light. Engulfed its original counterpart. I activate the effect of Countess in my hand and discard her to special summon Harmony Spirit Magia from my deck in defense mode! The purple guard fairy kneeled in front of Twilight, her head bowed. Attack points 1500, defense points 1300. Now I discard the Harmony Spirit. The effect of Hynesis Silva's raises our attack power to 4,000 for the rest of the turn. Twilight pointed up at the Rainbow Dark Dragon. Hynesis Silva! Attack the Rainbow Dark Dragon! Anissa crouched and leapt up, held her fist back. Rarity laughed. I activate Z-Force, my trap card. I special summon Crystal Beak Cobalt Eagle from my hand and read the attack to attack it. The brown-white bird appeared in front of Rarity's dragon as Hynesis neared. Attack points 1400, defense points 800.
What?
Twilight gasped. If this attack connects, I'll lose. I activate the effect of Advanced Dark. Enormous shouts manifested in front of Cobalt Eagle and warped and shifted over the image to an image of a green Taurus. By sending Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise from my deck to the graveyard, Advanced Dark negates the battle damage I take from the attack. Cobalt Eagle and the illusionary Emerald Tortoise exploded into a colossal shadow and faded away as they splattered on the ground. Twilight scowled. I switched Pietis Fulmin to defense mode and end my turn. Very well. Rarity drew her card and cast her hand over the field. I activate the effect of Rainbow Dark Dragon. I banish the Emerald Tortoise and Cobalt Eagle in my graveyard in order to increase my dragon's attack power by 500 points for each of them. The shadow forms of two monsters appeared in Rarity's field, lit up as a Rainbow Dark Dragon, a sword streams of color and energy, light trembling up to its horns. Attack points 4,000 to now 5,000. Rainbow Dark Dragon, eradicate your Harmony Spirit once again! The Rainbow Dragon opened its jaws, and her blazing stream of dark fire launched into Twilight. She grew her teeth and looked away as her monster vanished in flames. Twilight life points 2,100. Your life points are burning away more and more with each passing moment. At this rate, you'll barely last next turn. I'll do more than last. I'll win. You can try use you like. Also me, I equipped this spare Dragon Shield. White armor and red spikes shimmered into place along the Rainbow Dragon's wings. A golden helmet took on the same coloration. As long as this card is equipped to my Rainbow Dark Dragon, you can't inflict damage to your life points. But it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Rarity's eyes flashed with blue magic. Let's see you destroy it now. I end my turn. So I drew a card and looked over her hand. Nothing I have can get rid of our dragon for now. It won't be easy. First, I need to get rid of that shield. Then I need something strong enough to overpower her dragon in battle. Hynesis is the only card I have that can do that normally. But now that our dragon is stronger. So I bear her lip and flipped the card over her hand. I activate the effect of Harmony Fusion in my graveyard, returning Hynesis Silva to the extra deck to return the spell back to my hand. With that, I end my turn. So I turn attention to her field display. Pietis Fulmin, a Magia.
Together with Gracie in my hand, they form a solid defense for now. She looked up at the gigantic form of Rainbow Dark Dragon looming over the field. I think I know what I have to do, but it'll be tricky. I have to hold up that dragon long enough to draw all the cards I need. My turn again. Verity drew, her hair whipping out behind her in a gust of wind. I summon Crystal Beast Alma Mammoth! Yellow Tim Dust signaled the arrival of Verity's mammoth. It struck right into the air to trumpet. Alma Mammoth, attack Magia! The mammoth stumped forward, its tusk waving back and forth. I had to fake the effect of Harmony Spirit Gracie on my hand. Discard to prevent Magia from being destroyed this turn. Magia lit up and yellow barrier rose around her, blocking Amber Mammoth's tusk. Then, since I discarded a Harmony Spirit, the effect of Magia activates. Return Harmony Crown to graveyard to my deck, and return Harmony Fruit to my hand. Go ahead. You won't stop what's coming next. Rarity's aura flared up as he pointed across the field. Rainbow Dragon, destroy Harmony Spirit, Pietas Fulman! The dragon fired its dark flames across the field. Twilight fell back as the attack found its mark. I entered my battle phase! Rainbow grinned and pumped her fist. You ain't Playmaker! Attack! Rainbow gasped and fell to the ground on her hands and knees. This? Rainbow winced and clenched at her shirt. Eyes wide as she saw smoldering embers in the dirt of her handprints. And now, Magia stands alone against my invincible ultimate monster. Rarity tossed her head, the strands waving. I set one card and end my turn. Right. Twilight stood up. I draw. Twilight let her card and slid into her hand. I had to defeat Harmony Fruit to return Gracia and Pietas in my graveyard to my hand. Then I defeat Harmony Gem and discard Pietas to draw 2 cards. Twilight drew her cards and fanned them out. With the discarding of a Harmony Spirit, the effect of Magia returns Harmony Gem from to my hand in return for sending Harmony Fruit back to my deck. I then activate Harmony Gem again, discard Harmony Spirit Vracius to draw 2 more cards. Twilight frowned and saw what she drew. Not yet, but almost. Oh, did you not draw what you needed? Rarity snorted. I'll pity you running out of time to do it. I have to use my magic. Twilight clenched her fists and focused, trying to wield a familiar pink aura to manifest. I know what I need to win, but I need to draw it! I summon Harmony Spirit Gracie in defense mode and end my turn. She looked at the 2 fairies. This won't be enough, but that's all I can do for now. That's all the best you can do. Rarity drew and smiled. I summon Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat. The pink firelight jumped down and flurry of gem dust, growling. Attack points 1200. Defense points 800. And now, battle phase. Rainbow Dark Dragon, attack Gracia! As the dragon appeared in his attack, Rarity leaned forward, and don't bother trying to discard the Harmony Spirit to use its effect. Gracie's effect are dedicated just like the rest. I know. Twilight closed her eyes as the dragon attacked. Then felt the heat Gracie's destruction. There was a distant scream. She turned to the source and saw flares on the ground outside the barrier. What? And now, Amber Mammoth's turn. Twilight looked back at the duel. Destroy Magia! The mammoth ran across the field, stabbed its tusk into Magia. Twilight gasped down, her hand snapped to her chest. Pain, white hot and intense, pulsed through her body. She stumbled back and hugged herself, shuddering. In the field, the Amber Mammoth tossed its head to send Magia's body flying into the ground to explode. What was that? One attack left. Another attack! Cat! Direct attack! The cat yelled and ran across the field. Twilight looked up as the cat jumped and pounced on her. To her surprise, she was knocked to the ground. The wind was pushed from her lungs in an instant, and her arms pinned under the cat's paws. Twilight staring in horror at the jaws of the feline. The human's breath washing over her, his claws pinpricks on her arms. Twilight life points 900. Think! I now end my turn. This cat glared at Twilight, jumped out to slink back to Rarity's side of the field. Twilight sat up and looked at her arms. Small points of red from where the clasped claws were on her skin. Felt that. Not just that, but when she attacked Magia on my card, I felt like I was being attacked. And then when Gracie was destroyed. So I looked at the barrier fluttershy. I don't believe it. Believe it. Rarity chuckled. This is the gift given to me by Sunset Shimmer. The power of dark magic to command monster spirits sleeping in the shadows. Power to show the world how strong I really am. Twilight stood up, eyes narrow. Wake up, Rarity! Sunset Shimmer is just using you to get to me out of the tournament. And you wouldn't. Remind me again what your plan for this tournament was all along. To win your way to the top, no matter who you have to beat. Rarity's eyes flashed. No, you're the same as her. Same ambitious and self-righteous entitlement, just in a different kind of wrapper. It's not true. I'm just here to try and help you all. Sunset Shimmer hasn't helped me. You just talked about me being friends. Sunset gave me the power like I'd never known. The power to prove my worth to the world at last. Verity grinned wildly. Eyes maniac. And there's just one attack to go and this duel is over. Now take your turn and let me show you how powerless you are. I'm not powerless. Twilight raised her arm in front of her. I have power Sunset Shimmer could never understand or defeat. A magic beyond her control, resting inside my heart and in my deck. Pink light flickered on the edge of her field of vision. Twilight looked down and saw magic simmering over her hand. Her eyes widened. She smiled. Birdie, I can't give you the type of power that Sunset did, but I can give you something better. Freedom from her control. You're my friend, Rarity, and I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to bring you back. The pink light in Twilight's hand grew until it surrounded her. Cold warmth spread through her. A familiar magic, gentle. What's this? Rarity's expression wavered. This is my magic, Rarity. A magic stronger than Sunset's. It's a magic that's going to set you free. With a determined look, Twilight put her hand onto her deck and drew. Streaks of rainbow light in the wake of her card. She held it up, knowing without seeing what it was. I send a fan star to the graveyard. They activate the field spell. Harmony Castle! The barrier of darkness around them began to shimmer and dissolved. The purple tide in the ground receding until it was condensed around Rarity. Behind Twilight, a massive castle of purple and blue crystal rose into the air, a purple star in front of its doors. Rarity looked at her dual disc. My found stock! My crystal beast! Unflammable! No. Twilight shook her head. I won't defeat you by attacking your crystal beast, Rarity. I'll do it by destroying your rainbow dark dragon with the power of Harmony Castle, the card I used to defeat you in our first duel. I'll break Sunset's power! Try it! Rarity gnashed her teeth. My dragon will withstand anything you do! Twilight held her hand. I activate the effect of Harmony Spiritus in my hand, and this card to revive Harmony Spirit Magia. Twilight's purple-clad Labyrinth Fairy rose to her field, crest of pink magic. Her arms spiraling into the air as she looked at her head. Then, I activate the effect of Harmony Spirit Draco in my graveyard. When Magia is on the field, I can revive Draco! Swirls of purple and green energy condensed on Twilight's field into a spotted egg, was hatched into a purple Fey Dragon. Attack points 700, defense points 100. I activate Harmony Castle's effect, and summon the Harmony Spirits Pietas Fulmin and Equestria from the deck into my graveyard. To summon a Harmony Spirit from my deck! Twilight brought out her card and ejected. The clouds swirled together over her head. I summon Harmony Spirit Selena! I was part of the shaft of silver light beaming down from the moon. In the light descended a dark blue-skinned Theory with large feathered wings and a long spiral horn. She spread her wings in a rush of wind, revealing a black cloud with pale silver stars shining on it. Attack points 2600, defense points 2300. And now the stage is set for this card. Twilight's eyes flashed with purple magic as he held up Harmony Spiriton, the card lighting up. By the power of Draco, I treat it as Harmony Spirit Resius, and fuse it with Harmony Spirit Pietas in my hand. The fusion summon, Harmony Spirit Resius Farah! A pink fairy in pink and blue dress exploded into Twilight's field in a shower of confetti. An array of balloons emerged from its back as a silver barrel cannon. Attack points 2000. I shuffle Resius into the graveyard, into the deck, to return Harmony Fusion to my hand, and activate it again! I fuse Magia and Honeysess, the fusion summon, Harmony Spirit, Honeysess Silva! The Oscar Orange Fairy reappeared on Twilight's field, arms crossed. Twilight looked down at her last card in her hand. I'm counting on you. If I'm going to break through to her, it comes down to this. Verity laughed. An impressive array of monsters, but none of them can help to compare to my rainbow dark dragon. Wrong. Together, my Harmony Spirits are invincible. When they combine their powers, there's no monster or strategy we can't break. Twilight smiled. That time is to prove it now. Harmony Spirit Selena, attack! Selena's horn lit up blue and funneled magic into her palms. You're a fool, Rarity sneered. My dragon will devour your spirit. You said I'm attracting your dragon. Selena, destroy Amber Mammoth! Selena fired a beam of blue magic across the field. You'll see your own feet. I activate Amber's Crystal Second! Tendrils of magic course from Mammoth's count to Amber Mammoth. Amber Mammoth gathers attack power equal to the combined power of all my crystal beasts to 2900! Good. I was hoping you have a camera ready. With my graveyard, I activate the effect of Harmony Spirit Ventus. Solo to the deck to grant Selena 800 attack points. Average Mammoth attack points 1700, 2900. Trumpet is Selena's attack 2600 to 3400. Struck it, piston black. Ready life points 100. I'm not out of this duel yet. Ready ground flung her hand to the side. You still have to defeat my Rainbow Dark Dragon. That's my next move, Rarity. When Selena destroys a monster, her special ability activates. I can add a Harmony spell card from my deck to my hand. Twilight put her hand over her deck. A card ejected in a spray of pink sparks. I activate my choosing card immediately. The quick spade card, Harmony Bolt! An orb of lightning formed around Twilight's card as it pointed across the field. By discarding a Harmony Spirit monster from my hand, I destroy one card on the field, and I choose Dragon Shield! The light orb fired, spraying out a flurry of thunderbolts. Rainbow Star Dragon armor, faint sparks exploded out from it. Since I discarded the Harmony Spirit monster, the effect of Reese's Farah and Honey's Silva activate. Honey's Silva raises to 4,000 points, and Reese's Farah lets me target one card in the field and get these effects for the rest of the turn. Twilight pointed. I choose Rainbow Dark Dragon! And was effect negated. Its attack is lowered to its original value. Reese's Karen Bow slid down his shoulder. An orb of bright pink energy gathered his tip. Its orb launched up into Rainbow Dark Dragon. The dragon crackles, sparks, and twitched, growing in pain. Think! Attack points 4,000. There's one final card to play. Twilight held up her dual disc as a bright light shone from it. By the effect of Harmony Castle, the monster I discarded is revived. A four-sided blue gem rippled into place in front of Twilight. Rarity reflected its facets. It shimmered and scattered to reveal a white-skinned fairy with pale white gown. I summon Harmony Spirit Magnanimity! Attack points 1,200. Defense points 800. This can't be happening. Rarity gaped at the monster. Double over close to her head. This is the power of my magic, Rarity. Twilight's dual disc gleamed in multicolored magic streaks as her cards began to glow. I'm not dueling alone. Not now, not ever. The spirit of all my friends in both worlds sleep in my deck. It's their combined efforts that's going to set you free! Her body ablaze with magic. Twilight thrust out her hand. Harmony Spirit, Honey's the Silva! Destroy Rainbow Dark Dragon! Honey's the Silva. Attack points 2,500 to 4,000. Flexed his muscles to jump in the air. Swirls of magic gathered on her fist as she drew back. It drove to forward to slam into Rainbow Dark Dragon's helmet. Rays of color light gleamed from the impact, glowing brighter and brighter. With a shockwave of rainbow light, Rainbow Dark Dragon convulsed, exploded from head to tail. Rays of white and light bursting from its body before it broke apart. Twilight watched. Rarity was engulfed in the light and faded from view. Now that the crowd was silent, watching as the remains of Rarity's dragon descended to the ground and dissolved. Harmony Spirit, Hanisa Silva landed among them, faded away as well. The glare faded from Twilight's eyes, and the holographic destruction ended. She looked at the field to see Rarity lying on her stomach, eyes closed. Twilight! Rarity weakly lifted her head and opened her eyes. Trails of blue magic flickering in the edges of her eyes. Twilight smiled. Rarity! Rarity put a foot to the ground and rose to a kneeling position. A shadow fell over her as she looked up. Harmony Spirit Magnanimity stood in front of her. The fairy's large purple eyes fixed on hers. Rarity turned her head and saw Amethyst Cat slink up to her, looking at her. Rarity turned back to Twilight, now set in a line. Do it! With a nod, Twilight said, Magnanimity, attack Amethyst Cat! The fairy held out a hand over Rarity and her and sent a spray of blue light all over them. Amethyst Cat lowered his head, and the light dissolved into small shards of crystal. Rarity closed her eyes and tilted her head back. The mask of her eyes was blown away, and the gemstones in her outfit lighting to blue. Rarity life points? 0. Magnanimity lowered his hand, and the hologram faded. Twilight deactivated her dual disc and ran across the field. When she reached Rarity, she kneeled and put her hand on her shoulder. How do you feel? Rarity grimaced and shook her head. Well, I could see what was happening, but it wasn't you, Rarity. It was. Rarity locked eyes with Twilight. It was my emotions, my jealousy, my frustration, my anger. I just couldn't keep it bottled up anymore. That's the power of Sunset's magic. That's why I had to stop her. Magic? Twilight turned her head. The rest of the crowd was staying, back whispering amongst themselves. The first sighting Spike came closer. Twilight looked down at Spike and he nodded. She took a breath. I think there are some things I need to tell you guys.